Hi guys, JoJo93 and Elevation Gaming right here. We just watched last night, or actually, more accurately, we finished today because we stayed up till at least 1:30 and binged all of part 1 of Stranger Things, Season 4, Part 1. We know Part 2 is coming out in July 1st. So, we're here to give you guys our full review of Part 1. And we're going to give you our thoughts. So, we did give a little bit of a Part 1 synopsis when we watched the first episode. We kind of told you guys during a short what we thought of that one. But now we're going to put it all together, and because it's always better. You can do individual episodes, but the best thing with a binging show is to have all the pieces put together of all the episodes now that the storyline unfolds. So, I'll let you go first, honey.
Okay. Well, as an overall, I definitely believe that this is one of the best seasons of Stranger Things. I love how dark and what is the word that gory that they were able to go with this season, and seeing them as adults and being able to break that barrier of childlike horror, so to speak. It was definitely bettering the season. My favorite character overall, of course, was Hopper. I am so glad that he was able to come out from what he was in, and that as far as we know, he's safe at the moment. But of course, I believe that he will be needed in the rest of the season for sure, after seeing the trailer of next part of the season. I am very scared to see what that smoke monster thing is.
Yeah.
But I have my own theories about what was going on with that one guard or teacher that 11 was working with in the facility. And we could definitely elaborate on that in a different video if we wanted to.
If we wanted to, we could definitely talk about it in a different video for you guys.
But I did not see that coming. It was definitely something that was in my head and turning, and then when it just popped up on screen, I was like,
yeah, what a twist. Exactly.
Yeah.
It was definitely, that was definitely one of the biggest surprises of the season. If you guys like your storylines to have really good twists that really cement the story, because I'll be completely honest, if you just take the first 5 episodes and you were reviewing the first 5 episodes, my only criticism of those previous 5 was that, okay, why are we still going back to 11's past when she's a character that's kind of moved on from her past, or so we thought. But then as we got to the end, we realized how important those flashbacks are, because now we know the real purpose is that what was going on in 11's past affects the present day, because this person that she was having troubles with that we thought was her friend actually was connected to the real danger scenario in the imminent season.
we had a little bit of an Anakin moment with him.
Yeah, he definitely truly had gone to the dark side. We thought he could be good, but he definitely was evil. And he still is technically even more evil than we thought.
Yeah.
And so it's very good. The effects are very good for the creatures this season. You can tell that they took all that money and they put it all in worth. They all made sure that money was spent on what it needed to be spent on. You fully feel that was happening. All the characters got great arcs. And you talk about a cliffhanger, there was quite a few things that they left on that we have to wait for in July. There's some interesting things going on with Nancy we don't know about. There's some interesting things going on with with 11 now is gonna hopefully come back join. And we got Hopper back, but he's gonna need to come back and join the situation, because everything in Hawkins is very bad right now, and we need as many people involved as we can.
Yep.
Because obviously the police aren't gonna do anything about it, and they're not gonna do because they don't even know what it is.
Nope.
And so you got these interesting things, because you have these boys running around trying to still find Eddie and everything, but the real danger is far beyond anything that everyone else could ever dream. And it's going to be very interesting, because right now we've traveled once again into the Upside Down. But in the second half of the season, what happens if in the Upside Down we actually that if it gets out, like if any of the dangers escape the Upside Down and we have to fight them in the real world, it will be very interesting to see, because the trailer for the second half, when you finish Stranger Things Part 1, guys, is pretty crazy. You get quite a few things. Like, there are some pretty cool things this season. This season, I'll say this. One thing that normally people would probably not appreciate about this show, because, you know, a lot of people might, it depends what kind of Stranger Things fan you are. Like, a lot of people are definitely, some people like, they want to see all the kids together and have the fun and do the exploring and kind of that, like, darker Ghostbusters nature type stuff, which is great. And then other people, they're into, like, whenever previous seasons, like season 3 was pretty dark, but this season's even darker. Mm-hmm. I think the thing that's interesting is if you're expecting this season to be the happy-go-lucky, all the kids are together having fun and doing their thing, unfortunately, this season is much more like Infinity War for Marvel, but darker.
Oh, yeah.
Where all the kids are split up, and it's all for a very good reason, but it does pay off for the story. Like, you do understand why everyone is split up, and some of them do stick together, and we do find bonds. And I will say this, quite a few people died that I was not expecting, and that was interesting. And even there was hinted at people that could die. Like, the cool thing about this is, even though we know that that we're getting a season 5, they played everything in a way where you can almost feel like anybody can die. Yeah. Like, the
like
risks,
if it's an end game.
Yeah, like the risks are there. Like, anybody is able to die. The stakes were high. Even in the Russian stuff with Hopper, you were like, okay, this is very intense.
And
it was very intense all the way through, guys. This was truly great. I loved all the characters. Eddie's a new favorite of mine. I think he added a great new layer to the show. Of course, I still love Mike. Jonathan and Will were a bit on the weird side this season, but I still think I enjoyed them for the most part, despite what sound.
I'm still curious about the painting that Will has. Like,
we didn't really explain that.
Who was he trying to give that to?
Yeah, that we don't know. That we truly don't know. I could not tell you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's another interesting one. You have all those things happen, and you don't know what's going to really go on in that moment. So that is one of the more interesting things, guys, is each character, you know, you got your favorites, but everyone's just as important as the next one. They all serve a very important purpose. And it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Like,
it really is. You get the sense that all these characters are in danger, and it sets up the next half, and you're like, oh, this is going to be crazy. Yeah, I definitely would say, I think it's time. I think we've delved into everything, guys. We're going to give our scores now. I'm going to say Stranger Things, Part 1 of Season 4 gets a 9.7 out of 10. I think that's a very, very good high rating for me.
I was going to give it a 9.5, but 9.7,
I thought it was very good. I mean, it kept me on my toes. It was interesting because in the beginning, I was into it, but I was kind of like, there was certain things I didn't understand until they got to the point of where I need to understand them.
Oh, yeah.
And once they got to that, I felt the payoff. Once they got to the payoff was so good. It deserves that high score.
There's little certain things I'd like to go back and, like, take a pause at the moment to see, like, if there's little hints as to what's going on in the future. Like, for instance, when the doctor put in the VHS tape
Absolutely, yeah.
When there was writing on it and I couldn't see what it said. Or, like, let's see. There was something else, but I can't remember what it was. But those little moments mean a lot in certain places and timings.
I think we'll definitely have to go back and put some videos together based on some of the things that we've actually discovered that, like, are hidden Easter eggs and hidden things that, like, it'll be very cool, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. All right.